Yo, 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 it is time. It is time for a big tea session with a special guest. You want to introduce yourself?
Welcome, everyone.
A little bit closer, maybe.
You probably know the voice. It's your boy James here for Dennysode, special Dennysode number 100 with a very unexpected guest that you've never heard from.
I think it's kind of perfect, honestly.
Yeah. Well, congrats on 100.
Thanks, dude.
I'm in the Dennysode setup. I put on my makeup this morning. I was all ready, camera ready. And then he's like, "Yeah, we don't do these with the faces.
Yeah,
you could be in your pajamas. I don't really care."
Exactly. We did your hand makeup. Though,
yeah.
So
yeah. Wu-Tang.
So we have a freaking ton. An absolute ton of 8582. We have 6 of them.
One of them is kind of a cheat. But
right.
But I thought it'd be fun to include. So
yeah, and so that's the Yeon.
Yeah.
So you want to talk about that for just a second?
Yeah, it's just a commission Yeon did in 2004. It's not even a commission with Munghai Tea Factory.
Oh, okay, wow.
But they are going off that, trying to go off the 8582 recipe. The storage is also a differing factor. So that's one's a little bit of a cheat. But these other ones are all Dayi Tea Factory between pretty much 2006 to 2010, I believe.
Yep, exactly. So should we go by age?
Sure.
Yeah. Okay, so that's going to be, so the 2010 here, you have an 08 to the right of it.
Yeah.
And then we also have the 09. And so the 2010 here is going to be Taishanhe storage, so Taiwanese storage,
which you can get from Quiche these days.
Right. In there.
Yep.
Smells classic.
A little wood, a little plum.
Mm-hmm.
And Denny, I need to ask you, why 8582? This is your show, so
yeah. Man, this recipe just kind of does get me. It's really sweet. It's a perfect daily drinker recipe for me for raw tea. Is pretty much my thinking on it.
Okay, so you prefer this over the perhaps more popular 7542?
I think so. Yeah. That blinding that we did certainly kind of threw it for a loop a little bit. How do we want to do this?
maybe just start with we can just start drinking some and then we'll just good. Slowly move around.
Sounds good. Yeah.
We can take our time.
But yeah, no, the profile I really enjoy. You know what? Whatever. It's not even gonna matter. Just easy drinking.
Yeah. Well, these Dennysodes are interesting because you can basically see you becoming a poo head over the course of the 100 of them.
It's kind of true, actually.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so you've kind of figured out. You've been trying to figure out your own tastes on this stuff as well. Right. And what you actually do think. And so that's been interesting.
Yeah. And there's been some evolution, certainly. You can't hear that upstairs on the camera. Hopefully. It's
a neighboring studio.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Tom Cruise.
Yeah, exactly. They're filming Rugrats next door. Cheers.
You can't hear that either?
No.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
The audio settings I've tuned well. Yeah. There's stomping and there's also like laundry that happens in the background quite often.
Yeah. Wood, fruit. It's not very bitter.
It's so pleasant, so easy to drink, so sweet. I'll do the 08 now.
So this 08 is interesting. This one was Malaysian stored.
Okay.
But I think it had some dryer storage before it went to Malaysia, so it's not obvious how long it's been in Malaysia.
Okay.
But my friend bought some and split up a cake, so I have about a third of a cake of this one.
Well, thank you.
So yeah, I mean, curious about this as well. Quiche sells this one too. It's actually one of the very popular ones because it sells for I think between $50 and $60.
Oh, okay.
The 2008 version. So,
yeah, that's a good price, I think.
Cheers.
Cheers. Sweeter.
Stronger.
Yeah, maybe a bit more base too.
I'd say similar but different for sure. It has that wood plum, like you would describe those flavor notes the same way, but it's
stronger.
Yeah, stronger. Maybe a little bit more of a body to it as well.
I agree. Yeah. Overall, just a bit more elevated, frankly. Yeah, thicker. We'll get in here. I'm realizing now that the way I normally film, it's kind of like, I guess I am reaching a fair amount.
Yeah, do you have this tray all the way in like this?
Yeah.
Oh, interesting.
Because of the way the camera is set up and stuff like that.
Sure. Yeah, it's a little hard to tell. I mean, Denny, maybe he'll do a Dennysode on the Dennysode setup at some point.
I should do that. It's funny. Let's see here. Okay, you know what I want to do actually is get this 2009 going, because I think of these sort of rough approximations, this one's going to be quite different.
Yes. So do you want to tell the story of this cake?
Yeah. So, I mean, this was like real early.
Yeah.
I mean, and we bought this cake maybe for our business, or
maybe you mean definitely.
okay. For the business that coincidentally no one really wanted to drink it. Too bad. Except for James and I. Wow, the color is so different.
Yeah. And so I did look up when Denny mentioned he had this, which I had sort of forgot about. I looked it up and we bought this for like $12 from Yunnan Sourcing, like
so
2012 or 13. So
good.
It's one business ago. So it's not even like.
That's funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally. Yeah, that's crazy. One business ago. That's funny to think of it that way.
So this is like actually a good example of something that has been purely dry storage.
Totally.
We're not talking Taiwan, Malaysia. This has been just hanging out with you.
Yep.
You were not doing anything special, I believe, for this. Yeah.
Yep.
I've not had this since 2012, 2013.
Yeah, I'm really curious to see what you think. And the liqueur is obviously quite different.
Yeah. They could see it in the sky, right? So.
Yeah.
And you brought this on to a Dennysode already.
I have.
Yeah.
So maybe, probably should have a cup in there as a demo cup or whatever. Yeah, curious what you think.
It's lighter. You can have those same notes on it: the wood, the plum, the hay. It's really not too bitter. I'm curious what this does when you push it around a little bit and see what you can extract.
Yeah, let's do it. I think it's a little bit sweeter to me, honestly. Tastes greener to me.
Maybe it certainly lacks the deep bassier notes of 2008, which is maybe not unexpected.
No, right? Yeah. No, it tastes like substantially younger to me.
Yeah.
Again, same kind of ballpark of flavors, but it's interesting. I wonder if these probably aren't going to be so different from each other that we're going to have the same experience that we did with the steam milk blind. Whereas wow, these are different ages and the storage conditions for long enough.
Yeah. Plus we know what we're drinking.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it's easier to say these are all taste a bit more similar to each other.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh my God. The bitch he screams.
Tom Cruise is having a hard time hurrying in that baby.
I know, right? Here, I'll grab another Chahai too. We can do a comparison of the liqueur for everybody on the camera.
Sure. I think this one. Okay.
But yeah, I'm curious. So if you had to, it's still early, right? It's still too early to know. But
what's the power ranking? Is that what you're gonna ask?
I mean, maybe like a little bit. Like
I would rank 2008, 2010, 2009 right now.
Yeah,
I'm in general not someone. I like the dark bassiness. Young pour. So, like this is one reason I'm not particularly attracted to young pour as much. So this one you're doing the 2008 again.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Kind of as a comparison, and the liqueur is not totally different.
It's not totally different,
but it is darker.
Yeah,
for sure.
It's darker.
Kind of got like an apple cider vinegar color going on.
Yeah, man, it's a little hard to tell with the tea tray in there. Let me see if I can just do this. Get this in here.
So this is the 2008.
Yeah. I think those are about the same level, and they show up fairly differently. Yeah. That's pretty representative, honestly.
I agree. Yeah.
Cool.
Cheers. Yeah, when you like go back and forth too, it's like the differences are really emphasized. So I mean, this is like still has kind of a nice bitter edge. I think that's the thing that people like about this 2008 is like it seems strong.
Yeah.
So I'm curious how it will compare to the 2006s as we move forward.
I am too, because that does taste stronger to me than some of the other ones.
Yeah.
Oh God, we have so many. Okay, this is the 2006 from.
This is from. I bought this from Taishan.
Yeah, exactly.
So this is quiche, free quiche.
Right. Here, I'm gonna drink that. I'll give you this.
What about you? Do you have a different preference than me, or do you think we're more or less in sync
this?
on It's just lighter, that 2009. It'd be. I haven't. That's like one that hasn't circulated around much too. So I don't know actually what. Maybe it's just the light production. I don't totally know.
Oh, I see what you mean.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not too sure. I mean, I don't mind the greener flavor of the dry aged tea. The question for me is, so today, yes, 100% agree with you in terms of what I would drink today.
Yeah.
You know, in 30 years is the real question. What is that dry age going to mean in 30 years versus the, you know?
The thing that puts me off a
sweetness.
little on the 2009 is it doesn't seem to have that bitter punch as well that the 2008. So in some ways, 2008 is further along, but also has more
The base material
feel. Then again, it's hard to say. I don't know. I mean, there's a lot of factors coming into this. 2009, not bad though. I would say it's like pretty drinkable considering how slow the aging can be here, especially when we're talking about natural aging.
Right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not like rough or off-putting in any way, too mushroomy or anything like that.
Yeah.
Maybe we do the 2006, the stored in China. No.
Yeah. So this is the Taobao one that you recently got.
Right. And we're just pulling lids off of.
Yep.
We only have so many lids. I wonder why.
The Dennysodes are known to get a little NSFW, with the cake unwrapping and all that stuff.
Oh my god. Here, we're gonna have to refill this water too.
Yeah.
Wow.
But this one might be a PG Dennysode.
Right.
No naked cakes. Naked cakes.
But then after this, I'm gonna do streaking for sure.
Just gonna strip a whole tongue. Start playing frisbee with it.
So, in terms of the color here, I mean, I think they're kind of noticeably different.
Yeah, I would agree. So the Taishan one, which I bought in 2019, so I've had it quite full.
Oh, okay.
So it's been stateside. So it was only in Taiwan for maybe 13 years, presumably. Right. So, cheers.
It's so much more round, smooth, sweeter.
Yeah.
It's just so markedly improved.
Yeah, this is the
crazy.
one I know really well. So,
yeah. This is really good, and it's just pretty remarkable how different this is from 2009. If you think about it, I mean,
yeah.
Okay, and then
dump in here.
Yep, or wherever, honestly.
Okay.
Oh wait, oopsie! Oops.
We're doubling up.
Doubling up.
That's okay.
All right. And then I think we'll go through and maybe push a couple of our favorites. We'll do the Yuan too as well, but.
Yeah. So on the topic of Dennysodes, how did you like when you started doing them? I'm sure they've gone in kind of a different direction than you anticipated.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, definitely.
Like, what did you originally envision, and how is it different?
So I went to Japan and I just fell in love with tea again in a different way in Japan, and strangely enough that just didn't the Japan part of that didn't stick. I think we also were sort of thinking what can we do for this channel. More fruity.
It's different in a way.
It's different.
Yeah,
I think it's more fruity. Maybe even sweeter, maybe a little bit less bassy.
I would say definitely less spacey. It's not any more bitter, I would say.
Right.
But it's not weak either. So.
Yeah. Definitely interesting. Let me get my nose in here. A bit of barn smell.
Smells nice. They all kind of smell similar in my opinion,
Yeah.
other than maybe the 2009. Is this
That's
the
so the one on your right hand is the Taiwan stored.
Okay. Yeah, they smell a bit different for sure.
Make sure I get the right places here.
Yeah. So you
right. And then I don't know. It just we just kind of got down the next tea order, and then some stuff to sample, and then it was the budget poo. Oh, I'm doing this one again. Oopsie.
You've done this one 3 times.
The budget poo series, which got me thinking like, and then I started thinking kind of more long-term, bigger picture about the teas that I wanted to own over time, specifically pu'er teas in this case, right?
You kind of fell down the pu'er hole.
Yeah, and honestly, dude, like a lot of your writing on the blog was instrumental for me as well. One of your more recent posts about, I can't remember the exact title of it, the daily drinking, like best session,
like best tea life sort of.
Yeah, exactly. And it kind of made me realize like, like this is a longer term thing for me. So I might as well be thinking of it in longer term.
And it's interesting for you because, I mean, like you've been exposed to all kinds of great teas for a long time. So you're not inexperienced, but you didn't keep a stash of pu'er.
Right.
Other than like kind of random nooks and crannies like
exactly.
Like the 2009 8582.
Exactly, yeah. No, it has not been, besides just like casual, pleasurable drinking for the most part, my tea drinking has not been as studied and intentional. And so this year, I don't know, it's just been fun to do it.
Yeah.
We just really enjoyed the tea. I quit drinking coffee.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it wasn't totally unintentional.
Okay.
I just like wanted more ripe in the morning, and there you go.
I mean, that's honestly why I don't drink coffee. It's just like I could have more tea instead with my caffeine.
Exactly. Yeah. Okay, so this is the Eon. What was the color? Somewhere.
Oh yeah, we are in a different world.
Are we?
A world of hopefully not pain.
Wow. Very different.
Yeah.
What's the year on that one?
2004. So
okay.
Only a couple of years older.
Wow.
So you can see that storage really makes a big difference. This is 2 years older than the next oldest, but it's not the 2 years that makes the difference. It's the storage that makes the difference.
Right, totally. Yeah. Wow.
Actually smells much danker than the color is different.
Yeah, totally.
What is that on the left?
This is the 2006 from Southern China.
Okay. And that's the one you probably had the most of these. All.
Definitely, yeah. This is my like daily drinker of these.
So you like that one quite a bit.
Yeah. Really easy drinking, really, This smells, first off, look at the color difference of the liqueur even. Is that the Chahai or maybe?
No, I think that's different.
This looks very clear.
Yeah.
Very intriguing.
This one is dedicated to you, Mr. Mel.
Cheers.
Yeah. Your surprised blind tasting.
That was so good.
Yeah. Cheers. It's just nothing like the other one.
I was gonna say it's really nice, but it's so radically different.
That was the hardest thing for me in the blind. It's just like, how do I rate this versus these other ones? It's just a different category.
Totally. Yeah. Oh, that's really good though. That's really sweet. You can dump wherever you want, by the way. Wow. Yeah. All of like the little pencil shaving things that I love, and so much good sweetness. Not at all bitter, actually.
Nope, no bitterness.
Yeah, geez, that's really yummy now. Okay, what can I get you?
I don't know. Yeah, what are you thinking? Like, do you want to like revisit some of these? Do you want to make a power rank?
Yeah, I'm gonna keep drinking. I'll keep having this one. I'll finish this.
Yeah.
I might do the. I'm gonna try the 2010 again.
I'd be curious to go back to that too.
Yeah.
I mean, it's
This is underboiled water.
Your kettle tracks the temperatures. It's kind of interesting to watch that fall. I'm surprised how fast it falls.
Yeah, and it does actually dramatically more quickly with with lowering the volumes of water.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So
gotta fill that bad boy.
Oh
up.
yeah.
Have too much 8582.
No, dude. Yeah, this is kind of what a normal. Well, this is definitely not a normal session for me, but this is the logistics for tea drinking at my house.
Do you drink more of this, or like is this maybe like your most consumed pu'er, like 8582?
I'd say it's between this. I'm going through the Nika so fast. It's so good.
Okay.
So like it's probably those two, honestly.
Okay.
So the Chenchenhao Naka, which is
Okay,
2013.
interesting. Yeah. That one's quite strong.
I like it a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, it hits all of the buttons. I think for Pu'er, what I'm like finding more than anything now is I really love, oh my God, crap. Oops. I really love the, not only like the taste, of course, but the mouthfeel, the texture, the physicality of this tea for me is really interesting. And actually, I feel like I get a lot of that in Japanese green teas as well.
Yeah.
So, okay, here. You want to have a sip of this? This is going to be strong.
Sure. Yeah. That's good. So this is the 2010. Honestly, not that bad. It's a little astringent for sure. Astringency is building, but it's palatable.
Yeah, okay.
This is probably like one of those where normal people are like, that's yucky.
That's disgusting.
Yeah, that's nasty. But I think poor people, when you push a tea like this, it can fight back, but you also get some really nice aftertastes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Like the pungency is just amped up.
Yeah, totally. I think to your point, the one thing that I'm noticing with the older teas is the mouthfeel. It's just, the older teas just have so much more oily, thick, viscous. The actual physical texture is just really different. But yeah, I mean, I think my daily sessions are a ripe in the morning. That Bada is like winning out a lot recently.
Oh yeah?
Oh, I really like it.
I haven't even had it yet.
Oh really?
Yeah. Since we got the sample from Anna. Thank you, Anna.
Yeah, thanks, Anna.
And then I gave it to you. And that's the last time I had it.
You got it.
So you got I mean, you do have a lot of Bada.
I do.
Bada bing. Bada brick.
Exactly. But so I'm doing that in the morning a lot, and then usually it's a Pu'er. At this point, honestly, it's still like sampling or moving through stuff for the episodes and stuff like that. So I'm still drinking just a lot of tea for the show. And then after that, maybe it's a white tea or a black tea. I think I gravitate to Chinese green tea the least of all the categories, I would say. Even like, I just got an order from Everlasting Tea for like the H Baozhangs that they have and stuff, and I really like those. Different sort of a vibe. So yeah, your article about like what is your perfect tea day, I think I'm still trying to figure that one out for myself.
Sure.
But learning more and more about what I am enjoying, and what I do find to be specifically tasty. And then like these kind of sessions are really fun for me. Very instructive, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
I feel like this, it's hard probably for someone who's new to tea to do something like this, for sure.
Yeah, well, you can't make as fast judgments. You probably have to drink a lot more than we
right,
where we have a little more experience.
Right, and doing comparisons like this is just so much more obvious, I think.
Yeah, for sure.
As opposed to trying to like remember what you were drinking and so forth.
And it's not like you have to do 10 steeps of each, I feel like.
No.
It does really emphasize it. So, I mean, I respect the people that can only drink a tea a day, but you definitely can learn a significant amount by kind of having similar teas in close succession. Totally. You could blind them or you could not blind them.
Yeah,
both are valid.
And I think one thing that's happened with me with the Dennysodes this year is that I've become less precious about the tea sessions that I have. So I am just quicker to just be like, nah, it's not doing it for me. I might even have enjoyed the tea a week ago.
Yeah.
And I'm just like, it's just not hitting today.
Yeah, I'm kind of the same these days too. It's like that's been a shift for me. It's just like, if it's not working, then I don't want to waste a quality session on something that I'm not enjoying that much.
Yeah. Let's do these two and push them kind of hard. I'm curious to see how the 08 performs under some really intense pressure.
Sure.
And we'll see what the bitterness profile looks like on that. If it's like really intense.
And those are probably the two teas that most people are exposed to the most. That's the 2008 and the 2006 is what Denny's referring to.
Yep. Let these hang out for a second. Not to spill the tea everywhere here. And yeah. At home tea drinking, I end up filming many of the sessions that I do, and it helps me stay focused. I think when I'm not drinking tea this way specifically, it's harder to be focused. I know you kind of enjoy. You said on the episode, or rather on the blog post, that you enjoy watching a movie potentially.
Yeah, I do. I mean, it's something I realized is just if I'm ideally I'm sharing tea with someone else, like that is
right,
of course the ideal, but that's not something that's practical all the time. And what I found is that I actually like doing that, and I find it to be a fair bit better as far as focusing on the tea than scrolling on my phone, which is often what ends up happening. Like a meditative session is just, I don't know. I mean, I suspect I'm not alone in saying it's not like a realistic outcome.
Totally. Yeah, absolutely.
Like sitting and enjoying the tea for an hour.
Yeah.
It sounds like, to me, it doesn't even sound nice, but I think to some people that sounds nice. But
in theory,
yeah,
maybe.
But it's like if I just am on Discord or whatever, just like scrolling on my phone, that doesn't feel good.
Yeah. No, that makes sense to me. Yeah, I think people tend to be a bit more rose-tinted glasses about how they think about themselves with stuff versus just being honest with like, James loves tea, and still, you're not gonna have the most focused session every single time.
Right.
There's nothing wrong with that.
I'll be honest, it probably actually checks more from the movie than the tea.
It's funny.
Yeah. I have a harder time focusing on the movie rather than the tea.
Got it. Interesting. Yeah. That's probably like the right rhythm or balance you want.
I mean, I think it's like if I was drinking Lipton, I'd probably be more focused on the movie.
Fair, yeah.
Like episode, our first April Fool's.
Cheers.
So this is 2008?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Oh, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I think the 2008 stands out a bit compared to the 2010. I kind of agree. Stronger, yeah.
Yeah, I agree for sure.
Yeah.
I like that. I like that bitter character. It reminds me sometimes of some roasted oolongs. It's quite strong.
Yeah.
But it's good.
I think it has room to grow for sure. Yeah.
This is nice. Where did you acquire the 2008 version?
So that was my friend traveled to Malaysia, but
okay.
But this is a very easy one to get. You can get it for quiche for under $60.
Nice.
So
pick this one up.
Yeah.
Jeez. Yeah, I mean, so I bought the 2010 version, cake of it, and we actually have a sample from someone else here, who's kind enough to send it in. And gosh, I'm sorry for everyone who has sent in samples that we have not named perfectly. Anyway,
Benoit.
Yeah, right. Jeez Christ.
That guy actually became a good tea friend.
Oh, cool.
So it's kind of funny. I just butchered his name. Yeah. Like, this is from Benoit.
Benoit.
Yeah. Benoit's so fun to say, too.
It is a fun name to say. Anyway, yeah. So I was evaluating the 2010 version because it's pretty affordable. I was thinking, okay, I'll get a cake of it, see what I think. If I like it, I'll get a tong. Because I want to have some of this to hang out for quite some time. I really enjoyed this. This is easy drinking for me. It'd be fun, honestly, to have an extra cake of this. Someone I meet later down the line, 20 years, gets really excited about tea, and I can go and give them a cake that I spent $40 on. Right? It's a meaningful gift later down the line. It means a lot.
So what do you currently have for 8582? Do you just have the 2006s?
I have the 2006, I have this 2009, and then I have a 2010 cake that's unopened.
Okay.
From Quiche.
Okay.
And so those are my 3 cakes, and then the samples that we were working through.
Okay. And you are considering potentially picking up more?
I bought the 2010 with that in mind. Okay. Yeah, with the thinking that I would be buying a tong of this at some point.
Do you think you might still do that, or are you thinking maybe 2008's better? Or
I think I'll buy the 2008 version.
Okay.
Because I have enough. The 2006 version, I have 2 cakes of this, and I'm enjoying drinking it now, and I don't need to. Yeah, interesting.
Yeah.
I don't need to dive into the 2008 version, and I think even the 2008 version is stronger than the 2006 version.
I think so.
Yeah. So I'm happy drinking this now, but I think that would be an improvement over time. And honestly, I think it's pretty close to the same price that we paid for these on Taobao. Maybe they were like $450 or something.
The 2006 first Taobao versus Quiche.
Yeah.
It's a bit more at Quiche.
It's a bit more.
We paid like $50-$60.
Okay, yeah, it's pretty crazy.
But these days you got to spend like $20 per cake to get stuff shipped from Taobao.
Yeah, right.
So it's it gets a little more complicated. 2006 I think is in a great spot to drink.
Yeah.
It has a bit less bitterness, I'd say, than the 2006, but it's for me at least. I have a tong of the 2006 as well as the 2010.
Okay.
And I have a few cakes with 2008. So
Gotcha.
I'm not in a terrible... It's been a recipe that I actually gravitate towards too a bit more than 7542. So.
Interesting, yeah. Yeah, something about the 7542 to me is just a bit too mushroomy for my like really loving it. Like the one thing I noticed about the storage was that mushroom edge from the blinding.
Yeah.
I thought some of them had like a really strong savory or mushroomy note, and some of them less so. I don't love that. This has to me a bit more fruit, a bit softer wood.
It's like got this like plum note.
Yeah. It's just overall a little bit kinder, a little easier to drink. Yeah. I'm gonna get in on this one again, even though it's radically different. Tasted really good.
Yeah. And you can, I mean, the Eon one is nice to see what, in theory, I mean, don't take it too seriously because it's actually not a Dayi, but it's like what this would taste like if you did put it under some serious storage. And pretty nice.
Yeah, very nice. Very clean. Look at that. I mean, crazy. The quality of the material is, I think,
and you
very noticeably different.
Tell even from the camera that those leaves are dark.
Oh yeah, exactly. Yeah, it's different. It's completely different. Which one? What are you thinking? What can I hit you with next?
I'm curious to try the Talbot one. Now that we hit that one a few times.
Yeah, let's do it. I'm gonna push this one a little bit harder. Aroma on the Eon one's crazy. So strong.
Yeah. I really like the Eon one just as kind of a nice casual drinker.
It's so good.
Yeah.
It's, exactly what I mean when I say like pencil shavings and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Let me get this cleaned up for you. Okay, push this one for a second here. But yeah, the overall, man, like it's been so instructive for me to really do the Dennysodes and think about it. I gotta say, just like anyone out there, if you're playing golf, record yourself doing it. Like it is so helpful. It is so helpful, and it's you're more intentional in the moment of doing it. You can watch back and see what you thought about XYZ thing. With tea, it's less of a physical movement necessarily, but it's really strength training, same concept. It's just useful. Don't be like the weird guy in the gym, but
yeah. In watching in doing the Dennysodes and like kind of, I don't want to say rededicating, but kind of like diving a little deeper into tea.
Yeah,
is one of the resources like our old episodes.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely, yeah. Which is hilarious.
Yeah. I watch them on 2x.
Yeah, totally. Oh, yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Or sometimes you tell ChatGPT to summarize it.
Exactly.
Like that.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like these fucking jokers get to the point. But yeah, for me as well, it's been interesting. It's like kind of an interesting document. Just the other day we were talking about like the double lions.
Right.
It's like that's a tea we brought on a few times.
Yeah.
We both kind of flirted with picking up more. So just seeing how it's evolved and how it's changed, I think the episodes are kind of a nice document.
Totally.
In that sense.
Yeah. I think that's one that has tamed itself a little bit because I remember looking back at the previous episodes and we were both just like, whoa.
It's like a face melting.
Yeah. It's still fairly face melting. Yeah. I'm super excited for that to come in. So this whole thing has been really fun. And I think I just also kind of somehow turned the corner on like the intensity of pu'er, where I'm just like, I really love it. Maybe it was the Japanese greens that they're just so strong.
Because those do have that similar intensity.
Yeah. I mean, it's very strong.
You really have to moderate yourself.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. And so, I think I'm gonna get in on this 2008 again. I'm gonna push this one. And yeah, I think I'm gonna do this one. This is the CL storage.
This is how much Denny likes 8582. He's like, do any of these? I'm just gonna keep it going.
Dude, I love it. I also like it. A good like long session is fun. It's rare. It's good to do it earlier in the day before noon. So. That's
been my tactic actually lately. Is like just crank tea, but early.
Yeah. Makes sense. Because it'll interrupt my sleep for sure. But overall, it's been the Dennysodes have been really fun. It's been all the comments have been super cool. I love that people are commenting. I don't like. Some people ask me for my expertise on stuff. I'm happy to lend my like pretty learning mentality expertise still. plenty of people comment and they're like giving me suggestions. It's really helpful.
Yeah.
So I've learned from the comments about specific vendors that I ended up trying and then purchased tea from that I really enjoyed.
Like places like Vietsan.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
Which I now see us actually, specifically your episode cited as like what to check out if you're curious about Vietsan.
Yeah, totally. Yeah. And it's just been fun to kind of fill in the gaps. And also, I mean, not to make it about like marketing or whatever, but just having all of these teas indexed means that people who are looking up stuff, there's only like 4 links on the internet on Google for this stuff, and ours will be one of them. So it's kind of a cool place to. I
mean, we're freaking cranking 8582 here. So if you are curious about this recipe, I mean, this episode I think would be a good resource.
Totally. Okay, so this one is the.
Yeah, tell me what we're drinking.
Oh Christ! This is the 2009.
Okay,
so this is the green guy.
A green guy. Cheers. So it's a bit rough after the Yeon, especially.
It's more flowery to me, more floral.
I can see it. It still has some grass notes and stuff. Mm-hmm. For a 16-year-old tea, I don't know if that's exactly where you love to be, but it's
fair enough.
The best story.
Yeah, exactly. You can tell it's been Seattle store.
Yeah. So what is your preference rank of these guys?
Oh gosh. So I'd say that just ignoring the Yeon.
Sure.
Because I think that's just kind of like a separate thing.
On its own, sure.
Yeah. Okay.
Well, let's do 2.
Yeah.
1, just like how much you enjoy it now.
Right. Okay.
2, if you're picking like
exactly. Yes, exactly. So yeah, drinking today versus purchasing for tomorrow. Drinking for today, I think I'm still preferential to this.
The Taobao?
Yeah, the Taobao.
Yeah. Do you think you prefer that over the quiche? Or is it close?
Now I need to compare them again.
I think that I'll just I think I slightly prefer the quiche. I think it's a little bit further along. But it's also one I'm really familiar with, and there's always a danger with that doing like the one that, because I mean I literally just finished the cake.
Gotcha.
Of it, so judging that versus something a little less. Right.
Yeah, I think I might just have more. My preference might be based on the familiarity that I have with it as well. But I really do enjoy it.
So it sounds like these 2 are pretty close.
Yeah, I think so. So it'd be like one of those 2, and then honestly, probably the 08.
Okay.
And then I would say, I have like a sentimental attachment to this is my baby. She's been with me her whole life. She's been with me. Lord, drink her up. Man, yeah, real like for drinking, if I was like gonna be blinded, which would I enjoy the most? It would be one, 2. These are so close. Next for sure, 2000. Yeah, this is probably last realistically.
Okay. Yeah, it'd be the same.
Yeah. And then the Yeon is just kind of so different. But I'm gonna compare these 2 again and see what I get from them. And this one has been brewed out pretty hard, so I'm gonna let that hang out for quite some time.
Yeah. So again, not a perfect comparison when we're going back and forth.
Right.
But it gives you some data points.
Yeah. And it might just be like, you know what, this is kind of a toss-up. That's a data point. I mean, that's something to consider and think through. Okay,
just knowing that they're close.
Right. Whereas other ones can be pretty dramatic in their difference. Again, the storage on there's only 3 years of difference between the 2009 and this one right here, but very, very different. Smell.
Yeah, it's interesting. One of my friends also really likes 8582, and he picked up a 2006 and 2010 right around the same time I did. He strongly prefers the 2010 over 2006, but I've always been the exact opposite. But I will say, having the 2010 now, I think it's really coming along. I think this one's definitely further and closer to being enjoyable than the cake I bought 6 years ago.
Gotcha.
Smells really nice.
Yeah.
They're similar. They are really similar. I feel like the Taobao one definitely has maintained a few greener notes to it.
Okay, so this is the Taobao.
Cheers.
we're at the point where it's it's turning in a way that I would pretty much have stopped drinking now. Yeah, I'm not even finish that. So that one's done for me, at least. All right, here we go.
Cheers.
Now I don't know.
Well, it is unfair because the Taobao one.
They're totally.
No.
This has a nice a little bit more of a sweetness to it. Yeah. I think you're right. That it is probably a little bit farther along, a little bit smoother.
Yeah.
A little more relaxed. I think it's kind of 6 in one, half dozen in the other on this one.
Yeah.
Frankly, if you really know you love one versus the other, maybe you pay a bit more money for one versus the other, but they're pretty similar.
And we didn't get to the aging ranks actually.
Yeah. So for aging them, man, I don't. The 08 is
standing out.
It's standing out comparatively.
I would agree.
Yeah.
I mean, that's maybe
surprising.
My number one takeaway from this session.
Yeah.
Is like that does stand out. I've seen people compare it to the 2005, which we don't have.
Mm-hmm.
And the 2005 is kind of a famous one. It's quite a bit more
Yeah,
expensive.
I know. Yeah. I asked you explicitly on Slack, like, what the hell? Because, it's dramatic.
It is, yeah. So that is interesting. So 2008, I would agree. Other than that, I think probably I would rank them pretty similar.
Mm-hmm.
2009 is very hard to judge just because the storage is dramatically different.
Right. But yeah. I'm gonna push these. So this is the 10 and then the 08.
Okay.
And I don't think we pushed the 10 yet, so I'm gonna push that one, and we have pushed the 08. So I'm gonna let this hang out for just a second longer here. So the real question is, do we put them all the leaves together in one huge zombie guy one and
8582
make the ultimate? You know, like those photos where it's like, we took 1,000 photos from people in the 1990s and made like a master photo of them all, and it's like some like blurry dude with like kind of a top hat or whatever. Just have the like Frankenstein session.
Well, the Yeon is totally gonna screw it up.
Yeah, that's for sure.
It's like, oh, I'm tasting the Yi again.
Yeah, exactly.
In fact, if you wanted the weirdest Frankenstein session, combine that with the Seattle stored one.
Oh my god, that'd be
like,
exactly. What the fuck?
What the heck? That's like a whiplash session.
Okay, so 2008. Interestingly, the Chinese stored 2006, and it looks like also the 2010, they're just a bit cloudier. This just seems it must be the chai. It really must, because it yeah, I don't know.
The China one, the 2006 Taobao?
Yeah.
Huh.
Yeah.
It's got to be the chai at that point.
Yeah, it must. Yeah, exactly. All right. Cheers.
What am I drinking?
This is the 08.
Okay. It's nice.
It's really nice. Yeah. And it's actually, I think, lasting longer than the other ones too.
I think so.
It's bringing a little bit more of that sweetness.
So that might lend, I mean, I haven't kept track of the steeps that we're doing. So assuming that we're on a relatively similar level, I would agree with you. Yeah.
I think we are roughly, I overbrewed, this one has been overbrewed the most, so that one's done.
Yeah.
Yeah.
KO.
I know, right? So this is the 2010 now.
Okay.
Cheers. It's different.
It's a little more on the astringent side rather than the bitter side.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. 2008 is certainly more pleasant now.
Yeah, I do like the 2010, but I think probably you just spend up on the 2008.
I agree.
Yeah.
It's like, if you're going to buy something,
yeah,
I think I agree with that. This is instructive. In the 2008, that's Taiwanese stored? No, but you can get it through Quiche.
Yeah. And the storage, honestly, probably better.
Okay. And so the story on this is that it's through Malaysia. It went to Malaysia.
It's through Malaysia. I thought it was purely Malaysian stored when I got it, but it turns out this vendor bought a bunch of stuff at some point from someone else.
Gotcha.
And so I've heard it's like Canadian stored or something. It's like a bunch of stuff I can't verify.
Yeah, sure.
So
interesting.
So yeah.
It's interesting too, actually, about the difference between this one and this one, because you could imagine they're only 1 year apart in age.
Yeah, I mean, it's 16 versus 17 years, so really close.
Yeah, really, really close. So we're talking single digit percentage difference, but the character of them is so different. And you could imagine that this would be stronger because it's had less biological age, but it's not stronger.
Right. Yeah. So I wonder if that's a reason to be concerned. I mean, it's one that we really need to have
we need a comparison,
like a Taiwan store totally. 2009 to really know.
Understand. Yeah. But interestingly enough, it intuitively, at least, it's not what I would expect. I would expect this to be smoother.
Yeah. Like you would think that the Seattle store one would be almost undrinkable.
Yeah.
But the interesting thing is I actually remember drinking that tea when we first got it. And I remember it being like surprised how approachable it was. Mm-hmm. So I do wonder if maybe the 2009 is a little weaker.
Just softer in general. Yeah, it could be. That definitely would make sense. Because I feel like, having had some of these being very young, they're pretty bad. I mean, I don't know. Not my favorite thing.
I mean, certainly 7542s. I don't know if you've dipped into those yet. But I find the 8582 is in my rotation. 7542 is not.
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's too strong.
Yeah.
The versions I've had.
Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah, which is kind of funny to think of a Dayi recipe being too strong, but it's pretty uncommon at least. It's kind of like the only one I can think of as being too strong.
They have some others.
I'm sure,
they make so many teas.
Yeah, right.
Yeah.
Anyway.
So what is next for the Dennysode?
Yeah.
You going to keep going?
I'm going to keep going. I kind of had like a soft goal. So the first goal was like 16 episodes. Just scream through that. Obviously published.
I think you hit that on January 1st.
Exactly. 20 and then
which was like I was like doing New Year's stuff and I was like, oh, Denny released a lot of them.
Yeah. And as everyone knows, the feedback is a slow feedback loop. So people were like complaining about the audio for a while there. And I'm
like you fixed it 10 episodes ago.
Yeah. But so do I do another 100? I don't think I have like a set goal to get another 100 done this year.
That's a lot. Yeah.
Yeah. I will be welcoming a new family member at the end of the year. I'm going to have a daughter.
Yeah.
Which I don't think I've talked about yet. Yeah. Thank you. So
that might impact the Denny
for sure. Yeah. The tea will be, I don't know. We'll see how it goes.
Has that been like a motivating factor in getting to 100?
It's a little bit, actually, honestly. Yeah, I mean, I've known that I'm going to have less time later on this year, intrinsically. I'm just going to be more beat up and tired and stuff too. So even less sense is going to be had on this Dennysodes.
Yeah. We might be pre-recording a bunch of normal episodes.
Honestly, probably.
Yeah.
Although it'll be a nice treat to kind of like leave baby Hayes to go into the real world and have some tea with you.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I don't think I have like a set, even 3-week. Sometimes I get behind and then I have to film a bunch and then I'm way ahead. And then I'm like, I have so much stuff I want to be releasing.
Yeah.
So I'm trying to find the right balance of how to figure out how many sessions I should be filming versus every session I filmed has been fun. I'm never filming when I'm like, I gotta film. Like I will just skip if I'm not feeling it. I want it to be fun more than anything for myself. And so engaging with everyone, commenting back, reading all the comments and stuff, now getting on Discord and chatting with people. And thanks to you, man. So much thanks to you. Seriously, appreciate you. It's been really cool. It's fun to find community in this place, and I think maybe I had thought of tea people in the past based on some of the people we had met IRL from like the Northwest Tea Festival.
And let's be real, some tea people are kind of weird.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. Us included.
Yeah. I mean, I've been told multiple times we're very normal for tea people.
Just insane.
It's like, you guys might be the most like top 5 normal. I'm like, really?
That's terrifying. So I mean, I think moving forward, I'm not getting so specific on like a goal of numbers or anything like that, but just I'm really just having fun and riding the wave and keep riding it.
So you might take a break at some point with the new family member and whatnot.
Yeah, well, I know it won't be. I will have at least one episode out a week. Okay. I think probably for quite some time. So, God, there's just too many freaking samples, dude. Every time I go film with you, you hand me like 6 new samples to drink. It's just like literally impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, once I saw you starting to crank out episodes, I was like, we gotta get you some samples.
Oh my god, dude. Yeah. So much to come. I mean, I still have yet to do this iLao mountain comparison for this really old black tea that I just kept in storage.
You haven't done that? Okay.
I haven't done that. There's just so many. I have some really cool old Jaguan Xiaofa that someone sent in that has different storage.
Yeah.
And I got a 1992 version of that too to compare it to.
You have a 1992 version?
Yeah.
Damn.
I had the 2000 or the 100 gram.
Wait, when did you get that?
This was from Quiche.
Oh, the
Quiche,
it's 1992?
Or is it 98? It might be 98.
Okay.
But it's
old.
It's old. Yeah. It's when they make the. You can smell it. It smells.
Does it say on the bottom?
It smells old. It's 100 grams, and yeah, this was one of my favorites as well. It gets there. It definitely does.
Okay.
Now I'm curious.
Well, if Denny, you get to 200, you can do a Xiao Fa.
I know, right? Yeah. 2015, 14, whatever. I'll figure it out later. Anyway, yeah, this is another old one. I have so many fun things to drink still. And then, like, to your point, about what are you drinking normally? It's like, God, just finding time to drink my normal favorites and stuff.
Yeah.
So it's been a very tea-centric year in like the best way. Thank you so much, dude, again, for helping facilitate it. Like, seriously, but seriously, like, I feel for people out in the audience who are like, oh man, I need a James in my life, because you have the knowledge and literally like the woo. It's the power of the woo.
I don't have much chi, but
but you have a lot of tea.
That's right. I do have a lot of tea.
Yeah. So anyway, I mean, it's been maybe the big lesson for me is just sample, and have fun and be attentive while doing it.
And then if you're not, you just dump that stuff.
Oh, totally. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I mean, I think the one thing I learned from the blind more than anything is I know when I like something, and I don't need to explain why I like it. I just like it, and I can describe the notes and the flavors and stuff. But sometimes teas just hit me a certain way, and I enjoy them.
Yeah, absolutely.
It's that simple. So, well, let's end it there. Thanks, man. Thanks for doing this.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I'm fucking hyped.
I know. This is like there's like 4 episodes in one.
Totally.
Yeah, I mean, I found your little time counter while you were recording, and we're at 52 minutes.
Yeah. So this is
might be the longest. You haven't done one.
I don't think. No, this is definitely the longest episode maybe on the whole channel.
Yeah, over 1,000 videos.
Oh my god, that's crazy. Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. Subscribe, do all the things.
Yeah, get us to over 10,000.
Hit over 10,000 with us. Woo! We'll see you guys next time.
Over 9,000.
Over 9,000. Peace.